Okay, so in this video, I'm going to explain how to use assets as a quick win to get some forecasting reporting out of Accelo. This video assumes some underlying knowledge of Accelo, as I'm going to talk about the configuration areas, but also is a good overview of how this can be achieved in general. So the first thing to note is that I've set up an asset type in the system. So from configuration, I have set up a type called forecasting. Assets in Accelo are generally used to house client-related information. So if I go here into assets and then types, we have an asset type here called future invoicing, which you'll see has a date and a value. So if we have a project in our system worth $20,000, we can then have future invoicing assets to show we're going to bill 5,000 at this point, 10,000 at this point, and so on. So to show what that looks like, I'm going to just go across here into my projects area. And I've got various different projects in the system here. So let's take a look at this one where we've got a budget here and nothing invoiced so far. So this is $82,300. If I go into this project, then you'll see here an assets tab. And you'll see at the moment there's no linked assets. So what I can do here, and you would normally do this as part of your project setup, is I can choose to add an asset. And let's just say, so the first thing that's going to go out is deposit invoice. And that's going to go at the end of this month for $15,000. Then I'm going to add another asset here. Add every single one here. I'm just going to add one more. So this is going to go mid the next month, and this is going to be for $20,000. And you will continue to create these on the fly. Now, that has created these two assets, the deposit invoice, the mid project invoice. If I go in here and edit this asset, you'll see that I can make this change if I wish to. So I might say, for example, actually we're going to bring that forward and we're going to be invoicing it next week. And I'll give that a save. The beauty of doing that way is you'll see here, there is a record of who changed it and when. So you can quickly and easily see we were originally predicting this value. Now we've upped the value or similar. The other advantage of using assets in this way is you can also place them against opportunities or sales or prospects, depending what you call them. So you can have a prospect in the system. For example, let's say I've got this lead here that was created last month. If I go into this lead, and let's maybe say we've got a value here of $50,000, the due date on it just for the sake of neatness, and it's due, say, 1st of June. I can use the same assets tab here, once again, to add an asset in the same way, but this time against the opportunity. So maybe say the deposit will then be in, let's say, July, and $5,000, for example. So you can create these assets in various areas of the system, and as long as you use that same type for each of them, then it becomes nice and smooth to get that information out. So how that will work is there is a couple of ways of doing this. There's an assets area just here. So if I want to here, then I can see all of my future invoicing, and I can do a simple export from here. That will export out, including the fields, so the value field, the date field, and so on. And I could do a simple pivot table or similar. Alternatively, you can use Accelo's database connection. So you can use something like Microsoft Power BI or similar to be able to get this out of the database automatically. We generally find that most clients are happy to export this information out, say at the end of a week or end of a month. But if you want it more live linked, then Power BI is an option as well. So in summary, that was first having an asset type in the system for future invoicing, then using that to place against jobs or opportunities, and then showing in the list here. The last little thing to note is obviously as you invoice a particular project, you then need to manage the assets in order to get the accurate reporting. So for example, if I go into this project and I was to invoice for the deposit, I would then go in and remove this asset so that it's no longer on that job. So there's usually a process involved in invoicing a job to check the financial information. So we usually recommend checking the insights to make sure that you're on budget as expected. Then raise your invoice, then go into assets and make sure the forward prediction is still accurate, and you should then be able to get high quality reporting. Hopefully that makes sense. Queries are obviously always welcome, either through comments on the video or direct to us at Waypoint. Thanks very much for watching.